Hey there folks, it's Tyson coming to you with another video that I hope will be really useful for you. Today we are looking at how you can find ebooks, audiobooks, some videos, encyclopedias, and all kinds of great reading material and support material online. So this website is Online Resources for Manitoba Educators, and here is the address that you can go to right there. I'll give you a moment to think about it or write it down. While you're doing that, I'll just mention that as you see in the top right corner here, this is presented by Manitoba Education. So it's nice because you know that this is going to be quality information, it's going to be well managed, and something that you can really rely on. So hopefully you've got that information for the URL. And myself, I've already made my username and password. I've created my account already, but just to show you how to do it, in the top right corner here, you can hit register. And obviously you're registering a new account. You enter your last name, first name. And the great thing is that with occupation and organization, you see there's an option for homeschooling parents. So, hey, that's you. This is right up your alley. So we click that, homeschool parents, homeschool. You can fill in any additional information if you want. They ask for your address and contact information. And I wasn't contacted by phone or anything like that, but what they do is they take a little bit of time to, I guess, review your credentials, and then they will send you an email with information about your username and password. So once you've received that email, then of course you can go to the login area here. You see my password is, or my login is really easy to remember, and I've saved it on my computer so I can just use it over and over. And I've done the same with my password here. So we're gonna log in and see what we've got. Now, as it's logging in here, you'll notice I'm actually using, along the bottom of the screen here, this is Microsoft Edge, or the newer version, I guess, of Internet Explorer. I typically use Chrome, but for some reason or other, I think I'm missing a plugin. I wasn't able to see the images of the covers of the books. So I'm showing you using Microsoft Edge here. Okay, so we've got our summary, personal details. You can change your password. You can look at your search history to see if you saw a book and then forgot the title. You can check that out. And you can look at your reading history as well, which is cool because you can see what you or what your student has been looking at. So what I really want to show you today is we're just going to take a walk through this section of the ebooks and audiobooks. And then, of course, you can take time to explore these other things. Streaming services have some videos for you that you can check out. And the other great thing is that you can use encyclopedias if your student is doing any research for social studies, science. That's a great resource that you can use there too. So let's have a look at these ebooks here. And this is fairly new to me myself. The only one I've actually looked at so far is the Tab View collection. And the reason I like that one is because you can look at the books by subject or by reading level. So it's pretty cool. And you also see the next note here. If you've got more than one student at home, if you have more than one device, you can have 2 or 3 students using the account and doing some reading at the same time. So let's hit read now. Let's see what we can find. All right, so we've got a really cool selection here. This is just the all books section, I think, and it shows you if you're doing some social studies research that's related to history. It's really cool because you can look at these different books from the decades. We've got a book here about Aboriginal treaties. Here's one about Algonquin people. I know I've got a student who's looking at different Indigenous tribes in Canada. So you've got, actually, I see 2 other books here about Algonquin groups, arts and crafts. So we've got tons of different stuff here. You can just browse through here with it alphabetical. We've got animals. We've got, oh, here are some Blackfoot Indigenous people. So there's all kinds of cool stuff here. But if you have a particular idea of what you're looking for, You can look by subject. So we've got animals, science, social studies. Let's see what we come up with for social studies here. Oh, play fair, please and thank you, and taking turns. So these look like things that would be useful for grade one social studies, about being part of a community. Oh, we've got some great stuff here for traditional indigenous housing styles. Let's check this out. Okay, so if I hover over this cover of the book, it tells me the name of the book here, Aboriginal Homes, Longhouses. And it also tells me the reading level here, reading level K. So some people are familiar, or your student even might be familiar with the different reading levels, and this is a way that you can gauge how this book will fit with their abilities and their reading level. So let's click View Book and see what we've got in store here. All right, so we've got a nice looking cover here. Now, I'm working on a laptop, but you should be able to use this on an iPad or a tablet, and I imagine you can use it on your phone as well. The only thing is, on the phone, it might be a little bit small, a bit difficult to see. So let's have a look inside the book here. Okay, so we've got some great graphics here, table of contents, and we've got some really nice, easy to access reading here. So this is an appropriate level for students, depending on your particular student. This could be if you've got a really strong reader, maybe even grade two, and all the way up to grade four or five, or perhaps even older, depending on what their abilities are. You can zoom in just by clicking with that magnifying glass there. If it's a bit small on your tablet or on your phone, you can get a closer look at it that way, and then you can click again to zoom back out. So we've got all kinds of great information about longhouses here, the people who built longhouses. So that's great for social studies. Let's see what else we've got here. Science, check it out. Okay, nice. We've got from birds to aircraft. So there's a science unit about flight. Let me see if I'm not mistaken. It might be in grade four. Um, and we've got here keeping air clean, keeping water clean. So we've got things about the environment. And, usually you can kind of get an idea about the age level by how the cover looks. But of course, remember here, okay, we've got reading level two. We've got 2012 as our date, and let's check it out. Learn a little bit about vegetables. Your healthy plate vegetables. Now, since we're looking at this book, one thing that's interesting to think about is many people know that there's the Canadian Nutrition Guide, but some people don't realize that there is a First Nations Canadian food guide as well that looks at some traditional foods and traditional ways of eating or getting nutrition that are more applicable for Indigenous folks. Cool. So we've got some neat stuff there. You can go by reading level here, kindergarten all the way up to grade 8. You can check out the recently added stuff, and that way you can keep up to date with other things here. So these are mostly, we've looked at science and social studies. If you're looking for some storybook kind of stuff, I'm just clicking on the language arts. So we have alphabet reading here. We've got how to write a fairy tale, how to write a book report. So none of these are actually storybooks. These look like they're resources for supporting your students' writing skills. But this is a great spot to look around and just see where you can find different things, what you can find. And I'm just going to hit back a whole bunch of times here so that we can see uh, a quick look at some of the other. Oh, this is what I'm headed for here. Okay, so I'm going freestyle here, checking out our EBSCO collection. Awesome. So look, you can enter keywords here if there's a book that you know that you're looking for. We've got some highlighted books, and then we've got categories all along the side here. So we've got children and young adult fiction. So let's have a look what's in there. Ooh, Rapunzel, right on. I actually have a student who is reading Rapunzel. It may have been this exact same book that she was reading last week. And this one, it gives you a bit of a different format, but let's check out the PDF text here. Well, I'm going to zoom out a bit here in the bottom so that we can see the full book. Going through the regular stuff. Okay, and here we go. It's great because you can have a look at the image, the illustration, and the words there too. And you know what? I'm going to take a guess that this is going to, here we go. This is going to give us more of a full screen kind of view. Cool, right on. So this is another one that might be easier. Oh, here's our full screen right there. Great. So this is another one that may be easier to use on your laptop or your desktop or your tablet. But another wonderful resource. I love the illustrations in this book here. And this is a way that you can actually work with your students. You can choose books that they want to read, or that you would like them to read, rather. Or, of course, the other thing is you can just give them free reign. You can log them in and you can ask them to choose one that works for them. It's great because that way you are getting them to decide what they're reading. They can find things that suit their interests. We were looking at the fiction there, storybooks and stuff like that. There's also adult nonfiction, or pardon me, children and young adult nonfiction. So in here, we've got ancient Mesopotamia. If you have a grade 8 student, that would be wonderful. Learning about ancient societies. Oh, same with ancient Egypt, ancient Rome. This stuff is all fantastic for that grade 8 social studies area. And I'm seeing here, you can even download it. It looks like you can actually download it so that you can use this offline too. Very cool. All right, well, you know what? I just wanted to share this with everyone quickly because it's something that I found recently that I think would really, really be very useful. I hope you will find it useful as well. So thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your day.